John Titor. John Titor and Time Travel _0 are pseudonyms used on the Time Travel Institute and Art Bell's post-to-post forums during 2000 and 2001 by a poster claiming to be an American military time traveler from 2036. Titor made numerous vague and specific predictions regarding calamitous events in 2004 and beyond, including a nuclear war. Inconsistencies in his explanations, the uniform inaccuracy of his predictions, and a private investigator's findings all led to the general impression that the entire episode was an elaborate hoax. A 2009 investigation concluded that Titor was likely the creation of Larry Haber, a Florida entertainment lawyer, along with his brother Maury, a computer scientist. Titor's posts. The first posts using John Titor's military symbol appeared on the Time Travel Institute forums on November 2, 2000, under the name Time Travel 0. At that time, the name John Titor was not being used. The posts discussed time travel in general, the first one being the 6 parts description of what a time machine would need to have to work, see below, and responses to questions about how such a machine would work. Early messages tended to be short. A second thread was also made due to shortcomings in the forum software at the time. The name John Titor was not introduced until January 2001, when Time Travel 0 began posting at the Art Bell BBS forums, which required a name or pseudonym for every account. The Titor posts ended in late March 2001. Around 2003, various websites reproduced Titor's posts, rearranging them into narratives. Not all refer to the original dates posted. In his online postings, Titor claimed to be an American soldier from 2036 based in Tampa, Florida. He was assigned to a governmental time travel project and sent back to 1975 to retrieve an IBM 5100 computer, which he said was needed to debug various legacy computer programs in 2036, a possible reference to the Unix year 2038 problem. The IBM 5100 runs the APL and BASIC programming languages. Titor said he had been selected for this mission specifically given that his paternal grandfather was directly involved with the assembly and programming of the 5100. In support of this, he described unpublicized features of the 5100, leading to assumptions that a computer scientist was behind the postings. Titor claimed to be on a stopover in the year 2000 for personal reasons, to collect pictures lost in the future Civil War, and to visit his family, of whom he spoke often. Titor also said he had been, for a few months, trying to alert anyone that would listen to the threat of the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease spread through beef products and about the possibility of civil war within the United States. When questioned about them by an online subscriber, Titor also expressed an interest in mysteries such as UFOs, which he claimed remained unexplained in his time. Titor suggested that UFOs and extraterrestrials might be travelers from much further into the future than his own time, with superior time machines. Time machine. Titor described his time machine on several occasions. In an early post, he described it as a stationary mass temporal displacement unit powered by 2 topspin dual positive singularities, producing a standard offset Tipler sinusoid. The earliest post was more explicit, saying it contained the following: 2 magnetic housing units for the dual microsingularities, an electron injection manifold to alter mass and gravity of the microsingularities, a cooling and X-ray venting system, gravity sensors or a variable gravity lock, 4 main cesium clocks, 3 main computer units. According to the post, the device was installed in the rear of a 1966 Chevrolet Corvette convertible. The posts later mentioned a 1987 truck with 4-wheel drive. Predictions. Although invoking the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, whereby events from his timeline may differ from our own, Titor also expressed assurance that the differences were minimal. As such, his descriptions have been interpreted as predictions and compared with historical events since 2001. The most immediate of Titor's predictions were of an upcoming civil war in the United States having to do with order and rights. He described it as beginning in 2005, with civil unrest surrounding the presidential election of that year. This civil conflict that he characterized as having a Waco-type event every month that steadily gets worse, would be pretty much at everyone's doorstep and erupt by 2008. As a result of the war, the United States would split into 5 regions based on various factors and differing military objectives. This civil war, according to Titor, would end in 2015 with a brief but intense World War III. Titor refers to the exchange as N-Day. Washington, D.C. and Jacksonville, Florida are specifically mentioned as being hit. After the war, Omaha, Nebraska would be the new U.S. capital. Titor was vague as to the exact motivations and causes for World War III. At one point, he characterized the hostilities as being led by border clashes and overpopulation. He also pointed to the contemporary conflict between Arabs and Israel as not a cause, but rather a milestone that precedes a hypothetical World War III. Titor claimed that as a 13-year-old in 2011, he joined the Fighting Diamondbacks, a shotgun infantry unit in Florida, for at least 4 years. In other posts, he described himself as hiding from the war. Titor claimed that the Everett-Wheeler model of quantum physics, better known as the many worlds interpretation, was correct. According to Titor, this caused a new time stream to form because of his time travel. This makes his predictions non-falsifiable, since believers can say that the events were averted by Titor's postings. Criticism and discussion. The New Republic called Titor the most famous of several internet forum posters who claimed to be time travelers. An Italian television program, Voyager, I confina della conoscenza, aired the results of an investigation of John Titor on May 19, 2008. Private investigator Mike Lynch found no registry evidence, past or present, of any individual named John Titor. He did, however, identify the John Titor Foundation, a for-profit company formed on September 16, 2003, with no office or address other than a rented post box in Kissimmee, Florida. An IP address connected with Titor also geolocated to Kissimmee. In 2009, a report by John Houston of the Hoax Hunter website named Larry Haber, a Florida entertainment lawyer, as the CEO of the foundation. Lynch concluded that Larry Haber and his brother Richard, a computer scientist, were very likely the men behind John Titor, whom they actually introduced in 1998, accompanied by different predictions, including chaos due to the Y2K bug. John Houston also reported that John Titor is a trademark registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The Titor trademark is now classified as abandoned. In 2018, multimedia artist Joseph Matheny, creator of the alternate reality game Ong's Hat, said that he worked as a consultant for unnamed individuals responsible for the legend. John Titor is a story that was created as a literary experiment by people who were observing what I was doing with Ong's Hat, and these people wanted to do something like that. I was a consultant on the project, but it wasn't my project. In popular culture, in 2003, the John Titor Foundation published a book, John Titor, A Time Traveler's Tale, ISBN 1-59196-436-9, discussing his claims. The book is now out of print. The 2009 visual novel Steins Gate, which was adapted into an anime in 2011, heavily features time travel and has John Titor as a major part of the plot. In the story, Titor is revealed to be the online alias of a character who traveled to the past to prevent an arms race. In 2009, a docudrama was created about John Titor called Time Travel Zero, directed by Scott Norwood. Titor was referenced in the shonen supernatural horror manga Magical Girl Apocalypse. In an issue of The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, John Titor is listed in the Deadpool's Guide to Supervillains card set as an alias of Kang the Conqueror. Thank you very much for listening right to the end. As we said in the beginning, we are reading these articles with no commentary or opinion added, so we will not be answering questions about the content of the article, but I do highly recommend that you check out the references and external links in the John Titor article if you have further questions or if this topic interests you. If you would like to suggest a future topic, please let us know in the comments, or if your podcasting platform does not have a comment section, you can email wikipediaab@gmail.com.